And when it comes to the others, this is the second, enhanced nutritional value through fermentation. Fermentation also gives us increased nutritional value. It adds nutritional value to our food. You see, it says the fermentation process doesn't just preserve milk. This is the primary function that we get from fermentation of the milk. It actually enhances, okay. Therefore, nutritional value. What nutritional value do we get from fermentation? Just what nutritional value do we get from fermented milk products? Just preserving the food. We are stopping spoilage within a short period of time. And the second, it adds nutritional value in many ways. And let me show you, this adds not only preservation, it adds or enhances or increases nutritional value. And let us see. For example, improved protein quality and digestibility. When you ferment your milk, the proteins in the milk acted upon by the lactic acid bacteria, the microorganisms, so that provides us with improved protein quality and digestibility. During fermentation, bacterial enzymes partially break down milk proteins into smaller, more easily digestible peptides. Small broken pieces of proteins are known as peptides, and even they release amino acids. Even our GIT is not just if they are amino acids, simply not further digesting amino acids, just simply absorbing. Of course, you may require to further digest peptides. You see, therefore, it helps in the process of digestion also. Fermented foods contain not the whole protein only, they contain broken pieces of proteins known as peptides. Even the process releases amino acids which can not be further not be digested. They only require to be absorbed by the GIT. This pre-digestion makes the proteins more bioavailable. What does it mean? Bioavailable, meaning your food, your body can absorb and utilize them more efficiently. They will not pass away from GIT, pass out of your body through the lower, through the anus, through the waste. You see, when they are bioavailable, when pre-digested foods are bioavailable to your body, more bioavailable means they will not pass without being absorbed. They will not pass into the waste through the anus outside without giving you value. So, pre-digestion by microorganisms makes most of your proteins to be broken down to pieces so that they are easily bioavailable. That means they can, when they reach to the small intestine, they are easily absorbed and loaded onto your circulatory system so that your body will use. Otherwise, they may pass without being used by your body through your feces. Therefore, this is one. The fermentation process can increase the concentration of certain essential amino acids while making the overall protein content more accessible to human digestion. More accessible, you see? The fermentation process can increase the concentration of certain essential amino acids while making the overall protein content more accessible to human digestion. You see, the process of fermentation, if the process of fermentation causes change in the shape of the proteins in the milk, the shape of the proteins in the milk, the whole chain of amino acids, the shape of the three-dimensional shape of the protein is changed so that it exposes the total three-dimensional configuration for your enzymes to act on that protein, so that your enzymes in the small intestine, in the stomach, can easily break it because its shape has been changed by fermentation. So even your enzymes can break and release more essential amino acids from the protein, that protein in the fermented food. You see, this is advantage. Otherwise, if it were not fermented milk, the protein is not changing in its shape. It may pass as it is without being totally broken down by your digestive enzymes. This is the advantage of the fermentation process. Fermentation process can increase the concentration of essential amino acids because they change the total protein shape. When the protein shape is changed, the enzymes in your GIT will be able to easily attack the three-dimensional protein, easily attack and break down peptides, amino acids, so that these amino acids may be essential amino acids, so that increase the amount of essential amino acids that are absorbed through the GIT. Notice. Then the other advantage or benefit of fermented milk products are enhanced mineral absorption. Enhanced mineral absorption. Fermentation creates an acidic environment that helps soluble minerals like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, making them more easily absorbed. You see, I've told you earlier, it's better to use yogurt than liquid milk for better absorption of calcium and phosphate, so that the calcium and phosphate will be used by your bone, cartilage, your bone, teeth. You see, what fermentation gives to the minerals in your milk is that they will be easily bioavailable. That means the fermentation process changes the minerals in a way that they can be easily absorbed in the GI tract, small intestine. When they reach small intestine, large intestine, when the milk is fermented, your calcium in the fermented milk is in the form, not only calcium, magnesium, phosphate, or phosphorus will be changed in a way that they can easily be absorbed by the wall of the GI tract. Therefore, this is another advantage. And the other advantage, the fermentation bacteria, the other additional value. Many fermentation bacteria are capable of synthesizing B vitamins. You see, additional nutritional value. The microorganisms add nutritional value to fermented food. Capable of synthesizing B vitamins, particularly B12, folate, and riboflavin. Therefore, if you are asked, is it fresh liquid milk or yogurt that contains larger amount of B12, folate, and riboflavin? No, it's yogurt. So, if you drink or eat yogurt, you get better amount of B12, folate, and why? The bacteria, the microorganisms that are causing fermentation of your milk, add this to your milk. Additional nutritional value. They give you additional nutritional value. This means fermented milks often contain higher level of these essential vitamins compared to the original fresh milk. You see, this is advantage. Please drink yogurt than drinking yogurt than drinking milk. The other is probiotic. I think you may be new for this term, probiotic. Another advantage of fermenting foods or fermenting milk is probiotic benefits and digestive health. It says probiotic. What does it mean? Probiotic. Probiotics are microorganisms which you take them in with your food. When you drink yogurt, you are not taking in the milk product yogurt only. There are microorganisms, lactic acid bacteria. This lactic acid bacteria, together with fermented milk, go inside your body. They're established there. If, of course, they pass the acidic environment of your stomach. If they reach healthy, they reach large intestine, small intestine, large intestine. Oh, there are benefits. They are your good friends. They are your good friends. They are harmless. They don't cause disease. Even they provide protection to your bad bacteria. They prevent the bad bacteria, if any bad bacteria inside you. They compete with them so that they compete with the bad bacteria so that the bad bacteria will not cause disease on you. You see? This is the probiotic benefit. When your food is fermented, the fermented food contains beneficial bacteria. What do you call these beneficial bacteria which give you even health benefit? Probiotics. Probiotics are normal healthy bacteria in our fermented food. When we consume them, they multiply in there and they activate our immune system, and they also compete other harmful bacteria inside our body. So they are protectors of our health. Please believe me. That's why it's far better to eat fermented foods than eating fresh, unfermented foods, including milk. You see, this is probiotic benefit and also digestive health. They are very important for the health of your digestive system, your stomach, your small intestine will enjoy the presence of this bacteria inside you. Therefore, they are good, really good. The other is, for example, I have told you already this one. Our milk, the original milk, the unfermented milk contains lactose. When it is fermented, this sugar is loved by bacteria. Which bacteria? Lactic acid bacteria, lactose. You see, lactose and lactic acid bacteria, similar. Lactic acid bacteria. They are lactose fermenting bacteria. They ferment the sugar. They love this sugar. Which sugar? Lactose. They break down lactose and use it for energy for themselves. While doing this, they remove lactose. Of course, this is sugar. Sugar. Let them enjoy it. When bacteria act in our fresh milk and changes the lactose into lactic acid, our milk becomes acidic. This acidic nature changes the liquid milk into semi-solid or solid. Then we call it yogurt. So yogurt contains less lactose. Why? The lactose has been used by bacteria. What is the importance of this? There are people who suffer from genetic disorder known as lactose intolerance. You see, lactose intolerance. I have told you earlier, lactose intolerance. See, these people in their small intestine, they do not contain enzymes which digest lactose. They lack enzyme. So if they drink milk, fresh milk, since fresh milk contains large amount of lactose, there is a problem in the lactose is not digested. It will not be digested. You see, they drink fresh milk. Lactose is there. It is not digested in their digestive system. It goes to small intestine. In the small intestine, lactose causes water to come and build in the small intestine by osmosis. Your small intestine will be filled with huge amount of water coming from the neighboring cells by osmosis. Lactose is solute, you know. So your small intestine is filled with water. There are bacteria which feed on the lactose in your small intestine. When these bacteria feed on the lactose, they produce gas. This gas goes down to the large intestine. Therefore, you will become flatulent. Fart, gas. Now in the same gas. Even it has very ugly diarrhea. Watery diarrhea is there. Even there is pain, abdominal pain here. Even it has ugly sound, some sort of ugly sound, type of sound because of build-up of pressure due to the gas and the fluid in your small intestine, which goes down, then it becomes fart or diarrhea. It's really troublesome. It has also pain. This disease is known as lactose intolerance. Therefore, these people even develop milk phobia. Even develop, because it's not a simple problem. It's a serious problem, pain. Whenever even some of them, because of the suffering that they see in lactose intolerance, they may even produce that ugly symptom by the sight of the milk without drinking it. Therefore, in order to benefit these people, you better give them. Oh, milk is really delicious. Milk is smart, nutrient-rich food. So they should not miss the vitamins, the minerals, the fat, the proteins, almost complete nutrition. So don't give them fresh milk because it's a problem for them, because it contains large amount of lactose. At least minimum amount of highly fermented milk. Highly fermented milk means almost the lactose has been used by bacteria. Please give them this because the milk is almost free from lactose. So they will not suffer from lactose intolerance, a troublesome genetic disorder. That is the benefit. Therefore, for people with lactose intolerance, it is better to drink yogurt or use yogurt than fresh milk. This is the advantage of fermented milk product. And then, when it comes to I have told you earlier, this is again addition fermented or cultured dairy products. We have seen the benefit of consuming this. Now we are going to see one by one which bacteria are acting, how it is produced, starting from yogurt, then buttermilk, briefly acidophilic milk, then finally we go to the steps of cheese making, which is, of course, the oldest dairy industry. Therefore, we shall start from this yogurt. Perhaps the most globally recognized fermented milk is yogurt, produced by curdling. Underline this, curdling milk. That means making milk solid. How? By the action of bacteria. Especially the most common two species of bacteria are Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus dubricki. They call it dubricki. They are always there with us. You have on your hand, in your mouth, in our milk products, even milk containing containers or processing containers are full of this. They are always there, milk-loving bacteria. You see? The Streptococcus thermophilus. I have told you these are lactic acid bacteria. Why? We call them lactic acid. But why? Because they act on sugar lactose, change it into lactic acid. That's why we call them with the common name lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. Please, whenever you talk about milk fermentation, remember the acronym LAP, lactic acid bacteria. So far, at least the most important and well-known genera included under lactic acid bacteria are 13 genera. I say. Each genus contains more than thousands of specific bacteria species. Each species may contain strains, even if you like strains. You can go to the genetic profile so that scientists have screened out 13 genera of bacteria under which group? The lactic acid producing bacteria group. How do they produce lactic acid? They produce lactic acid by breaking down lactose using respiration. They're breaking down lactose in order to produce energy. In this process, in this respiration process, they produce what? Lactic acid. Therefore, what makes the milk curdle become solid? One, the pH change. When they change lactose into lactic acid, the acidic pH changes the milk to become curd, solidified. Therefore, the bacteria are responsible for solidification of the milk, the liquid milk. Now, these bacteria work synergistically. Underline this, synergistically. We are using not single species of bacteria. 2 or 3 different bacteria. In this case as you observe, these two, Streptococcus thermophilus, Lactobacillus dubricii, these two work synergistically, help each other. They not counteract with each other. One builds on what the other has built synergistically. Therefore, they collaborate together to bring the desired change in your milk. That means curdling milk. They work synergistically. The Streptococcus creates favorable condition for the Lactobacillus. You see, the Streptococcus creates favorable condition for the Lactobacillus, which then produces the compounds that give yogurt its characteristics tang, the taste. When you drink fermented milk in the form of yogurt, there is a taste that you feel in your tongue. That is because of the change in chemistry of your milk, because of this Lactobacillus. Then thick consistency, thick, liquid, solid. What make? Because this Lactobacillus has produced enough acid, which changes your liquid milk into semi-solid or solid milk. You see, they collaborate to bring about the fermentation change. Now, the milk is first pasteurized. First, when you process milk to become yogurt, you first pasteurize it, pasteurization, to make the milk free from any harmful bacteria. Like you may have some TB causing bacteria if the cattle, if you are obtaining the milk from cattle, if that cattle suffers from TB, tuberculosis, the milk may contain TB bacteria, so that you have to boil it at 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. This is one way of pasteurization. If you pasteurize in this way, you can be sure that you have eliminated harmful bacteria like TB bacteria is destroyed. Boiling at 72 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes is one way of pasteurization to make the milk free from harmful bacteria like tuberculosis bacteria. Then you add starter culture. There is a traditional name that we give, local name that we give for starts. እርሾ ባክቴሪያ ያለበት እርሾ እንጨምራለን። የተዘጋጁ ላክቲክ አሲድ ባክቴሪያ ያለበት እርሾ እንጨምራለን። we add starter culture. What are these starter cultures? Usually, for example, this አሁን ከሱቅ እንገዛለን። ይስት ለዳቦ ለእንጀራ ለማብካት ሱቅ መራቢያውን ስፖሩ እንገዛለን። ገዝተን ፓክ ተደርጎ ይሸጣል። ሁኔታው ሲመቻቹ ስኳር ሲያገኝ ማለት ይራባሉ ይስቶች ይጥህ እንዲሞካ ያደርግልሃል። ድሮ ምን የሚያደርጉት እናቶች ከቦሃቃው እርሾ ያስቀምጣል። እርሾ በቃ ያስቀምጣል። እርሾ ውስጥ አለ ይስት አለ። እስቲ እርሾ ካለች ትንሽ ስጭኝ ይዋዋሳሉ። ራሱ መግዛትም አያስፈልጋቸውም። ስታርተር ካልቸር አለው። ይስቶች አሉ። የባክቴሪያም ከሆነ የባክቴሪያ ስታርተር ካልቸር ይቀመጣል አለ። እያንዳንዱ ኢንዱስትሪ የስታርተር ካልቸር ማኖሪያ ስፍራ አለው። ቼክ ያደርጋቸዋል። አሁን ግሮዛቸውን ቼክ ያደርጋሉ። ቁጥራቸው ቀነሰ፣ እስቲ ምን አነሳቸው ይሰጣቸዋል። ምግብ ሲያንሳቸው ስታርተር ካልቸር ትልቅ ግብዓት ነው ለአንድ የባዮቴክኖሎጂ ኢንዱስትሪ። ስታርተር ካልቸር ትልቅ ግብዓት ነው። ሁሌ ደግሞ ጤንነቱ መጠበቅ አለበት። ስታርተር ካልቸራችን ውስጥ ያልሆነ ነገር አልኮስኩሰን ምናምን ጨምረን እነሱ ድራሻቸውን የሚያጠፋው ባክቴሪያ ገብቶ ሌላ ችግር ቢያስከትል ኢንዱስትሪው ቀውስ ውስጥ ሊከስት ይችላል። እጅግ ከፍተኛ ጥንቃቄ ከሚገባቸው አንድ ግብዓቶች የባዮቴክኖሎጂ ግብዓቶች አንዱ የስታርተር ካልቸር ማኖሪያ ስፍራችን ነው። ከነ ፈርመንተሩ ጨምሮ ትልቅ ደረጃን አለ። ትልቅ በርሜል አለ። ፈርመንተር ነው የሚባለው ወይንም ሪአክተር ነው የሚባለው። በዛ ሊቀመጡ ስታርተር ካልቸር ያለ ኢንዱስትሪ ብትሄዱ ቢራ ፋብሪካ የይስት ነው የሚሰራው። ቢራ ፋብሪካ ግሉኮዝን ወደ ኢታኖልና ወደ ካርቦን ዳይኦክሳይድ ይቀይራል። ስለዚህ ስታርተር ካልቸር ሊኖራቸው ይገባል። this days of course ስፖሩን መግዛት ይቻላል፣ ከሱቅ መግዛት ይቻላል እና ግን ስታርተር ካልቸር ቶሎ አክቲቭ ይሆናል ቶሎ። ስለዚህ we need starter cultures እና ፓስቸራይዝ ካደረግን በኋላ ስታርተር ካልቸር ነው የሚጨምረው። ይሄን ስታርተር ካልቸር ከጨመርን በኋላ ምን እንሰጠዋለን? አስፈላጊው ምግብ ይሰጠዋል። ባክቴሪያዎቹ ላክቲክ አሲድ ባክቴሪያዎች ናቸው ማለት እንጨምራለን። ከዛ 37 ዲግሪ ሴልሲየስ ላይ ከ37 እስከ 44 ዲግሪ ሴልሲየስ ላይ ለ3 ለ6 ሰዓታት ፈርመንት እናደርገዋለን። ከ3 እስከ 6 ሰዓት በቃ ምን ውስጥ ነው የጨመረው? ወተት ውስጥ ነው የጨመረው። ወተቱ ራሱ ምንድነው? የምግብ ምንጭ ነው። ለባክቴሪያ ምንድነው ባክቴሪያ የሚፈልገው? ብዙ ነገር እኮ አይጠቀምብንም። ስኳሩ ነው። ስኳሩን ይጠቀማል። ስኳሩ ተጠቅሞ ነው ያደርገዋል። ወተታችንን ሶሊድ ያደርገዋል። ረጋልን ማለት ነው። ማርጋት ብቻ ነው እንዴ? መርጋት ጥቅሙ ምንድነው? ከወተት ይልቅ እርጎ ሳይበላሽ ለረጅም ጊዜ መቆየት ይችላል። ከወተት ይልቅ አይብ ሳይበላሽ ለረጅም ጊዜ መቆየት ይችላል። ከወተት ይልቅ አሲዶፊሊክ የሚባል በተለይ ቡልጋሪያ ውስጥ ይታወቃል። ቡልጋሪያኖች የፈረስ ወተት ይጠጣሉ። የፈረስ የጫካ ፈረሶችን አድነው ይዘው ነው አራሶቹን አልበው ወተት የፈረስ ወተት በጣም ዴሊሺየስ እሱን በባክቴሪያ ፈርመንት አድርገው አሲዶፊሊክ በጣም ነው የሚጠማቸው። የጎመዘዛቸው ሲጠጡት ያንን የለመደው ምላሳቸው ጎምዛዛው እነሱ አለ ያንን ፈርመንት የሚያደርግ ባክቴሪያ አብሯቸው ነው ያለው። እዛው አብሯቸው ነው ሰጥቶ ያለው ያ ባክቴሪያ። therefore ወተት ውስጥ ነው የሚጨምረው። እርጎ ሲሆን፣ አይብ ሲሆን፣ አሲዶፊሊክ በተርሚልክ ሲሆን ወተታችን ቃናው ተቀየረ፣ ጣዕሙ ተቀየረ፣ ሽታው ተቀየረ፣ ለረጅም ጊዜ ይቆይልናል። ኒውትሪሽናል ቫልዩ ይጨምርልናል። ኒውትሪሽናል ቫልዩ የሌለ ቫይታሚን እንዲኖር ያደርጋል፣ ወይም ያለው ላይ ተጨማሪ እንዲመረት ያደርጋል። ፕላስ ወተቱን እርጎውን ስንጠጣው አይቡን ስንባላው አሲዶፊሊክ ሚልኩን ስንጠቀመው አብረውን ይገባሉ ለዛ ባክቴሪያዎች። ምን ሆነ ያገለግላሉ? ፕሮባዮቲክ ሃርምፉል አይደለም፣ ፕሮባዮቲክ ናቸው። እዛ ውስጥ ሄደው ድንገት በሽታ የሚያስከትሉ ባክቴሪያዎች ውስጥ ካሉ እነሱን በመቀናቀን እነሱን ስፍራና ምግብ በመሻማት እንዳይራቡና በሽታ እንዳያስከትሉ ትልቅ ሚና ይጫወታሉ። ፕሮባዮቲክ ማለት ይሄ ነው። you see now ስታርተር ካልቸር እንጨምራለን። በዚህ ቴምፕሬቸር አድጀስት እናደርጋለን። በዚህ ያህል ጊዜ እርጎ ሆነን ፈርመንቴሽን ቴክስ ፕሌስ ወይ በባክቴሪያ ኮንቨርት ላክቶስን ወደ ላክቲክ አሲድ ሲቀይሩ ነው ፈርመንቴሽን የሚከሰተውና now the lactic acid then causes coagulation ላክቲክ አሲዱ ነው ወተቱ እንዲወፍር የሚያደርገው እና ከዛ በኋላ ወተትን አንስተህ 5 ዲግሪ ሴልሲየስ ላይ ከፈለክ ተጨማሪ ጣዕም የሚጨምር ነገር ትጨምራለህ። አሁን ለምሳሌ በእኛ ሀገር እርጎ ቤት ስትሄድ እርጎ ይቀርብልሃል። ጥቁር አዝሙድ ተፈጭቶ ወይም ሚጥሚጣ ምናምን ትጨምራለህ። ከፈለክም ጨው እርድ አልተለመደም እርግጠኛ እና እዚህ ዲግሪ ሴልሲየስ ፍሪጅ ውስጥ 5 ዲግሪ ሴልሲየስ ያስቀምጡታል። ረጅም ጊዜ ይቆያል። ፊኒሽ you see እና ድሪንክ ስናደርገው ሽታውን ወደዋለን፣ ጣዕሙን ወደዋለን። ከገባን በኋላ ብዙ ጥቅም አለው። ኒውትሪሽናል ጥቅም አለው፣ ፕሮባዮቲክ ጥቅም አለው።